preamble. This meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Biddulph Town Council YouTube page. The aim is that decision-making should be transparent and in the public domain, which will involve more of our community in local democracy. By being in this council chamber, you are consenting to being recorded for your image to be added to YouTube. The images and sound may be used for training purposes. Any views expressed are the speaker's own and do not necessarily reflect the view of Biddulph Town Council. Please view the guidance on recording in public meetings policy if you need more information. Right. So the first item on the agenda is apologies. Do we have any apologies?
We've got apologies from Councillor Hawley. New councillor Norris Lawton will sit on this committee, but he's on his holidays this week, so he'll join us when he returns, and Councillor Garvey.
Okay, you make a note of that. So declarations of interest, disclosable pecuniary interests and dispensations and other interests. Anybody? No. To approve the minutes from the planning committee meeting held on the 20th of May 2025.
They've been received at Town Council.
Yep, move them, Chair.
Shall we move them? You make a note of them.
Oh, well, yeah.
Thank you.
But you'll need to, if you've got a mover and a seconder and a vote, then you can sign the corners.
Yeah, second.
So Councillor Jones.
To receive the notes from the Neighbourhood Plan Implementation Working Group meeting held on 14th of May 2025.
They're attached. You don't need to go through those.
Anybody want me to go through them? Yeah. Assume they've been read. Yeah.
Anybody have any issues with those? You have to receive those.
No. Okay. Right, new planning applications. Application number. Oh, sorry.
Agenda item. There isn't it. I've got no update on that.
Yeah, standing agenda item to consider any proposed sites for local listing. No. New planning applications. Application number SMD 2025-0259, 91 Mile Lane, Yellow Heath. This is hang on. Oh, yeah, Mile. So it's an extension to a bungalow in Mile Lane. Replace a flat roof, a hip roof. Replace conservatory to a masonry sun lounge. New timber porch at the front to take it. French door to bay window area. Roof plain tiles, UPVC windows, doors UPVC doors UPVC brickwork to extension. There's no hedges or trees removed, etc. The only thing I was going to say about this one for me was that it's on the edge of a field, so I don't know if anybody can see it. I've had a drive down. I don't think it's steep because the hedge is quite high, which is quite a big extension. Can we have a look at the? Anybody got anything to say? Yes, Councillor Jones.
Well, I'll reserve. I will speak again once I've seen the plan. But I mean, I'm already in favour of it because they're replacing the flat roof with a hip roof.
Yeah.
They sound like they're doing all right to me. If that's the planning I'm doing, they're obviously looking at the aesthetics of the thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
The longevity of it. So I'll look at the plan. But if it's not a bit overlooking anybody and no neighbours' valid concerns, I can't see why there should be an issue, Chair.
You concur with the Councillor Jones's view? I agree too, to be honest. The actual area of new build is negligible, but it does actually
Improve it.
improve the plot.
Extension, that is.
Yeah.
No,
Right, so are we happy to approve?
Same, AC, Chair.
no adverse comments.
No adverse comments?
An AC.
Nice.
And AC, yeah. Wonderful. All right.
Need to vote on that, Chair.
Take a vote. Proposed by councillor Wayne.
Councillor Wayne?
Yes, right, yeah. I know.
Who's seconding that?
I'll second it for an AC.
And we're,
I know when you sit on the chair, so I've done it myself.
Yeah.
So,
we're happy with that.
Yeah. So the next one is 22 Carriage Drive, Biddulph, and that is one I do want to look at on Google View. Google, whatever it is, Street Maps. So this one, Carriage Drive. So it's a single story rear extension. There's some garden work where they're going to make sort of a dining area, which is outside. So it's existing brick render cladding. So same as to match existing. It's a tiled roof, UPVC aluminium doors. There's no hedges or trees disturbed. We've had one public comment from a neighbour and it just says support. So we just have to look at which one it is. It stands out. Okay.
Which one is
It's
it?
not that one. Okay. It's further down on the left. Oh. Not that, I don't think it is. Which side?
That's 18.
kitchen on that. That one, I think, that's an older picture and it's just been
Is that
sold.
the one? Are you sure? When I went past, it was, that the one that's out of date?
See a number.
Even's on the right, what's on the left?
As you go down, even's on the left. Isn't it? Yeah.
Right, when you go down, I mean, 99% of the cases are,
Or even's on the left, on that. Good.
it's on the right, odds on the left. Odds on the right, odds on the left. I was on the right, number 2.
On the left, it's on.
You live on the head.
It's on the left.
I lived on
It's on
Potential Road and that was on the.
1, 2.
That's the one. I think that's it.
Even's on the right, yeah.
Depends whether you're going up or down.
Let's start that.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
You're heading towards Bill.
it does quite, I think that's it. And it is quite striking,
Yeah, because that's not where the numbers.
but I think it follows that sort of pattern at the back.
Numbers.
So that was the only thing I wanted to say, other than the fact that it probably looks okay. It's not, it isn't it isn't big.
About first comments,
I'd say that with an AC.
So that's the outdoor dining area on the right, top right. I think the extension is there on the left end or there. It's not much, to be honest. So I would say, unless anybody's got any problems, no adverse comments.
Absolutely.
Yeah, anybody, we need to propose that.
Yeah, do that, please.
Nigel,
Yeah.
Councillor Jones propose. Now, there's a supplementary one that came in Monday. Highfield Place. Mr. Adrian Leake. We discussed this in March. And it's at the top of Highfield Place. And we refused it on the basis that it didn't comply with the neighbourhood plan. It was a house with a bay window door, and they were going to garage at the side and going to bring the bay forward and put quite a big extension going around the house. So it made the kitchen a lot bigger, and it put a room, to the right kitchen, and it was referred. We refused it. Obviously, district didn't like it, so they put a new application in. It's very much scaled back. The county council highways got involved, and they made the comment that it was not leaving enough parking with the existing plan. Their existing idea. The full one. So they've put a new application in, and as far as I can tell, it's just tidy up that garage to the right and put an office at the back.
Stepped it back and
Stepped it back. What I do find quite puzzling about that plan is that there's no door into the house.
Yeah.
But there's no door into the house from my garage, which is an integral part of the house. So it's not uncommon. If he's using that as office space, it's up to him to how he wants to get access into that office space.
Yeah.
So I'm just being, but my garage, which is fundamentally part of the house, not separated, has got no doorway into the house.
Yeah.
Every time I go in, I have to go
That's entirely.
around. Yeah, so it's not.
I would say it's a psychological thing for people who work from home. My business partner has a space separate from the house, so he still feels like he's going to work even though he's working from home.
Yeah. Yeah. So the other comment that the highways made was that we'd accept this drawing, I think, as long as there was space for 3 cars
Looks like,
and there was sustainable drainage in place, and they made a comment about it.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
So I had a drive up there, and I must admit, it's going to be awkward, whatever they do with it, because it's round the back of beyond, isn't it? For access. I don't know if anybody knows the area. So, what do people think?
Comments.
I think they've taken account of all the comments and, actually gone back, worked on it with the architect and come up with a scheme which fits the criteria.
Yeah.
Context, you're looking for people to take on board comments, be proactive, take it on board and resubmit, then you've ticked an awful lot of boxes.
Yeah.
So I would.
We're back, haven't we? Yeah.
And stepped it back, make that space for the
Car.
it certainly fits in with modern living and working from home, having a separated offices. Council proud would have said, I can see the virtue of that, definitely.
yeah.
Anybody else want to say?
I'd go for NAC now, Chair.
With the no comments from the
Highways.
Didn't see any.
Because they obviously had plenty of opportunity, wouldn't know what's going on if they were against.
Yeah, yeah.
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 The highways thing about 3 cars, I mean, with the garage space is 4 cars now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Get 3 on the front and 1 in the garage, yeah.
Yeah.
It won't happen, but
Yeah.
I think they've complied, and I think we should put through NAC.
So we're happy to say no adverse comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should propose in a second.
Who's my proposer?
Oh, did you?
Councillor Jones.
John wants to second this.
Bedford.
Thank you.
Right. So considered supplementary applications received. New decisions and notices received from the district council. I think we've all read these, have we? So the Rudyard Road one was refused. Proposed development would be unacceptable for household development that would not have an adverse impact on the character. I read that right.
I was going to call it out.
Use of the area, there would be conflict with the local plan policies listed above.
That's a bit of a
Makes
contradiction.
no sense, Chair.
Proposed development will be,
Should have been transcribed incorrectly, something.
yeah, that's why I sort of got me reading.
I think, Chair, given that we put it through pretty much NAC, it's surprising that they've refused it without any sort of, it gives us no information whatsoever, that doesn't it?
No,
No, we need a bit more than that really to understand why they've refused it when we put it through NAC.
yeah,
Prove next door. Prove next door.
Why is it an unacceptable form of household development? I think we need to see the full transcript, and I haven't looked at it, but
No.
we can go on the planning website and have a look.
There is quite a lot in the report, actually.
I'll be honest.
I mean, it's academic now, Chair, really. It's refused. Their only recourse is to go to appeal if they want to. So there's nothing more we can do, but just be useful to know what they agreed with that we put forward.
Missed that.
The proposed development would be an unacceptable form of household development that would not have an adverse impact on the character and appearance of the area.
Makes no sense.
No impact, is there?
Contradiction in drafting.
Are we, I mean, it'll be an officer delegated
Delegated
decision. Can we challenge that and ask for further information? Or is there, because it's obviously, I think there's a spell check there, personally.
It's definitely.
There's definitely a grammatical error.
The report, we can send you the report out if that's helpful, then you can.
You go for this, don't you normally?
That's.
Well, that was the summary.
Exactly the summary.
I mean, to the Chair, there's nothing we can do to challenge it now. It's been refused, well, it's an official committee, so it's been refused. The applicant's only recourse is to go to
To be fair, we haven't got the recourse to challenge.
No, we haven't. We haven't. But I mean, if it hadn't already gone through, if it hadn't already been refused, we could have probably asked for more information and maybe asked for it to be called in and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's too late for that now. So it's gone. It's refused and it's refused. So we appeal is the only way. Or change it, put it in again different.
Right,
Surprising.
so 28 Rugged Road, Biddlefmoor is the one that we talked about quite a bit. This is an excellent example of property upgrading to high efficiency standards, which we thought that might happen, didn't we? We love it. So 99 Woodhouse Lane. So this was the all-weather turnout exercise area for equestrian use. We put on no adverse comments, providing there are no valid neighbourhood neighbours planning concern posed by council. In conclusion, the application is recommended for refusal. Whilst the proposed development is not considered to have a detrimental impact on the greenbelt landscape character or highway safety, it is considered to have an adverse impact on neighbour amenity due to the very close proximity of the proposed 20 times 40 all-weather turnout exercise area to the rear curtilages and windows belonging to the neighbouring dwellings in number 95, 97 Woodhouse Lane.
I think, Chair, we're just looking at the website now, there were a number of neighbour objections that they'd been received after we made comments.
Okay.
Then when we talked about valid neighbour planning concerns, there haven't been at that point, but there definitely were after.
So.
It actually takes off all the aspect of the back of their gardens. If you brought it up on Google Maps, you can see that the three houses are there, that's the end one, and then 20 by 20 metres is effectively completely developing that field.
It does, they do stick out, don't they, when you look up. Right, so there's no appeals. I think that's the end of the meeting. Well,
See?
yes.
Chair?